There we are. Hi, I'm Wendy Knowles, and I live in West Jordan, Utah, and I've been a demonstrator since November of 1993. So if you can do that math, I just celebrated my 21st anniversary. So anyway, so yeah, I've loved it for all these years and continue to love it. So we've talked a lot about Sale-A-Bration today, and so I'm going to continue with that a little bit. And of course, with a $50 purchase, and every $50 purchase from now until end of March, you can get an item from this great little brochure for free. And right now there's 10 that you can select from, and of course the 4 new ones that were talked about earlier. One of my favorites is the Irresistibly Yours Designer Series paper, which we've been using a lot on the projects tonight or today. But I think in the catalog, I think people don't realize how special these specialty papers are. It's really hard to see the quality and how great they are. It is one of my favorite products, and it does have a cardstock thickness. It also has 6 different patterns on it that you can see that are already pre-embossed, so it resists the ink. Now you could do this on your own, but of course then you'd have to stamp everything, emboss it, and then do the sponging. So this is great that it's already pre-done for you. So you get 6 different patterns, 2 of each, so you get 12 by 12 pieces of paper. So I'm going to show you what I've done with it. I like to take my Sale-A-Bration items and try and come up with a class so that I can utilize it. So for those that are demonstrators out there, what I did was my Crazy for You class, and everybody has the instructions in their packet today. You're welcome to copy, use it, change it, whatever you want to do, but it's all there for you. So what I did is they bought the bundle with the Crazy About You stamp set and the Hello You dies. And then all the cards were made from that. And as a demonstrator, I had to order all of the products together with the paper and other things we'd be using in the cards so that it would add up to the 50, so everybody could go home with their own pack of Irresistibly Yours paper. I myself bought a couple extras beforehand, cut their projects with my paper so they could take a full pack home, but that's really up to you. So let's get started on some of the different ways that you can use this great specialty paper. So we're going to start off with our little banner and our brayer. And this gives you a real full coverage, real fast and easy. You just keep going over until you get the darkness that you like. Maybe get rid of some of those lines. Give it a little elbow grease. And then you're going to take your Kleenex. And you're just going to wipe that off so that your embossing shows really well and gives you that color. Okay, so the brayer is just really fast and easy. Let me show you a couple of cards that I've done with that. These actually aren't in the class themselves. This one was one that I did after I took a hello that I had cut out and used the outline. So then on this project I used the hello that was cut out. So hello, you rock star. And then this one I did at Sale-A-Bration Sensation, where we just introduced the Sale-A-Bration with the lotus blossom. So the brayer is really fast and easy. The other thing you can do is sponge. And the nice thing about the sponging is you can do the whole thing, or you can just give yourself a spot sponge. You don't have to do the whole thing. So on this particular one, I'm just kind of wanting to do the inside, leaving the outside plain. And this is one of the projects that we did. Okay, and this flower does come in the set. And by the way, it is also that medallion punch. That's what cuts this out. So the medallion punch comes in a bundle with the potpourri set, and it also punches out the flower from the Crazy About You stamp set. So you can see I've got the white around the edges on that one. This one, some of them I just brought some extra samples that I had. So this one I did the whole thing with the sponging. It just gives you a lighter look than your brayer. Okay. One of the other things we can do to get yourself a darker color is your sponge daubers. Your stamping sponges are a little bit, lighter, softer. So with the Stampin' sponges, or daubers, well, maybe I needed to re-ink this after my class last week. I'm not getting really the dark color there, but you can see that it's picking up those stripes really well. Okay, you just actually on this one I just went around the edges, and this one just did the different layers. This is our fun new washi sheet that you can cut out with the balloons. Really, really fun. The happy I just stapled on. I would suggest a different adhesive. I know Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell the Dotto anymore, but I would suggest some dot adhesive or staple on your letters because it's so hard with our wider adhesive. So anyway, the little green glue works, but you have to be really a light hand with it. Okay, so there's the sponge daubers. All right, my next move was to stamp and then sponge. And I thought I had this in the right order. All right, so we're just going to take some of our green leaves, and it's still going to resist. And then we're going to take our sponge. We're just going to go around that part that we, and then we're going to fill in with another color. I was trying to go for the little lotus blossom look. Okay. And then this is the finished product. Okay. So it just gives you that fun, and you can see I love these letters because it goes with the stamp set so well. You have little sayings that go before and after. You're happy, hello, thanks, and you, and it just makes it the perfect combination. Another one that I did with that in the class was this one. You can see the circular flower stamped and then sponged over in the Sahara sand to just give that vine, make it pop a little bit more. Okay, now one of the other things that I used is just to give it more, and I got this right out of the book itself, how they had the stripes over it. So we're going to just take this, and this was a little tip that I kind of just learned at the night of the class because these were just moving all over the place, but we used washi tape in one of our projects. So I'm just going to hold my stencil still with my washi tape. And then in your instructions, it does say to use the brayer, and I apologize because that was my original choice, but it left it, I didn't like the look as much. It doesn't get right to the edges of the stenciling, so I would suggest a sponge dauber instead. And in fact, I ended up doing that at class and apologizing and pulling out a sponge dauber. And then what that does is that's going to bring out the stars just on the striped area. I keep moving that back and forth, don't I? So there's the finished card. And you can see the stars, they still shine even on the white, but it just makes it pop a little bit more on the striped part. And I did forget one, but I guess I don't need to necessarily show this one, is I was going to stamp first and then sponge. This one is just basically stamped. And then you just carefully rub, because there is a lot of ink on top of that embossing. So you can either turn it over and just tap off the excess ink, or just gently rub it off so that the ink doesn't spread into areas that you don't want it to, so it's a nice crisp stamping. This stamp is also used with the 1 3/4 inch punch. So I just did a little post-it note and masked that so that my leaves would go right behind it. Okay, so you can make the little masks with your punch. Okay, and last but not least is spritzing. Okay, so we're going to take this, and mine is a little bit lighter, and then I read somewhere on Stampin' Up! That they actually do like 20 drops. I only did like 10 to 12 drops. This is just straight alcohol in our little spritzers, and about 12 drops of the different colors of re-inkers. And you're going to just kind of spray it here and there, and you want to have a little bit more color. And then this one definitely dry off because you want those dots to show. Okay, and you can add more color, and I think if you wanted a deeper, more intense color, then go ahead and add more of that refill color. So there's the finished card with that one. And instead of the letters, it's the outline of the letters. So, thank you. On this one, make sure you spritz it, let it dry a little, then cut it out, and don't forget to save your little pieces that go inside. The ones that'll stick to your dryer sheet. I was going to show you that technique, but you already know, so that's awesome. Okay, I forgot, that was not last but not least. Last but not least is the blendabilities. And unfortunately, we can't order those right now, but soon. I have confidence that soon we'll be able to order them. But your blendabilities, unlike markers, they're not going to leave those lines. You can go back over them. You can actually highlight with the darker markers, you know, certain scallops, things like that. So let me show you my final card for the class. So there's my little birthday cake. And this is the specialty paper. I do want to let you know the reason this one came to be is the little piece that comes out of the Y looked to me like a candle flame. So make sure when they cut out their U, they don't throw away the candle flame, okay? All right, so anyway, that is my demonstration. So hopefully you'll love this paper even more. Thank you.